What's up, guys? Welcome back to Rossie's Clubhouse. You know me, I'm Rossie. I have a Sacramento based podcast here. I bring on many different artists from Sacramento and actors, rappers, etc. And so they come into the clubhouse, we do an interview, and I hope you guys like this new artist that I brought you. Last week, you guys, the Little Six interview just dropped today. So I have Mellow, the man that's in the studio with us. Mellow, say hi to the audience, please.
Yo, what's going on, guys? I go by Melo, 18 years old, born and raised Sacramento, California. Appreciate you guys having me here today. Real
Absolutely.
excited to get into everything.
Absolutely. So, you guys, just a little bit about what I do. So, I troll these guys' page because I love music, love rap music, hip hop, love music. Okay. So, through Yums, I found Little Six, we had Zay, and now I have Mellow the Man. And let me tell you, absolutely talented. So, today he just dropped his new song called Hope Now. You can get it to where can they get your
so,
music?
um, so shortly, I'm working on this next album. So that I just turned 18. I have a lot of new things coming together. The past 2 years, I've been making music. I've been trying to like perfect the sound, get it right.
Okay.
So everything coming out now is gonna be on iTunes, all platforms.
Okay.
Hope Now just dropped on Shimo Media's page, the music video.
Yes,
Yep,
yes.
I just dropped the visualizer with the cover on my own YouTube,
Okay.
things like that. You can find all that on my Instagram.
Okay. And everything will be in the links, guys. So all his links will be in the description of the video. How did you so you're 18 years old.
Yeah.
So when did you start this? When did you know you wanted to do this?
So my whole life I've been around music.
Okay.
Right. My parents they're young. I have young parents, so like they always taught me a lot about music. My dad always had like speakers in the house, speakers in the car, like whole bunch of CDs from
Right.
my uncles to everybody. Um My dad used to put me on a lot of like old school E40 type of music,
Yes.
even
Yes.
old Sacramento music from like Brother Lynch,
Right.
just
Yes.
to like Tupac, just everything you would hear in the 90s.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Really like growing up.
Okay.
And my brother, Rob, he was born in 95. So he's a 90s baby. And then being born in '05, like I basically was just like had everything he had too, and like just learning from him. So
Awesome.
when it came to music, like my mom was always listening to R&B
Okay.
from like people like Selena, Sade,
Yes. Okay.
even just getting that musical ear.
Nice.
My dad would also put me on a lot of like East Coast artists too, from like Slick Rick.
Yep.
So that's where I
Yep.
get a lot of my storytelling from. When you really
Okay.
like peel back and listen to my music, if you were
Okay.
to check those bars out, you're feeling like you're a part of the story. It's because you're listening. So a lot of it came from just hearing music my whole life.
Okay.
I was also raised a lot by my grandparents, and being Hispanic, it was a lot of oldies, a lot of lowrider culture. So all those lowrider tapes, all the CDs lying around the house, they'd be
Okay.
playing while we're cleaning on a Saturday morning. You got chores to do, mom slapping music, things
Right.
like that. Um, but like a lot of music that caught my ear was like even Carlos Santana
Yes.
and like classic music like that. And
Nice.
then ever since then though, as I grew up, music has just always been in my life.
Okay.
When I was going to school, I would try to be part of whatever music class I could be part of,
Awesome.
or like in like student body, I was like tech management. So like
Okay.
I'd be setting up the speakers, creating playlists,
Okay.
and just trying to be involved in whatever was like
Right.
that because I was really interested into it.
Right.
And then when I turned like 15, my brothers and my cousins, they had bought a MacBook. They started listening to beats, writing, and
That's
I
so
was like,
much fun.
oh yo, my big brother's doing this. I want to get up in there too. And then
Right.
we would just listen to beats and just start writing. So then when I was 15, we got a mic, set it up in the room, and just started recording.
Really?
Yep. I was just writing music and just started recording. We learned it ourselves. We didn't go to no studio.
Okay.
Didn't reach out to nobody. It was just us. It was just a little
Okay.
circle. We'd always be at my grandma's house
Okay.
in the south there. She'd always just keep us over there, keep us outside the street, just keep us in the house.
Right.
So we just work on it, and we clicked all together.
So I see you have Set the Play, Running from the Past, Working, featuring Dean Boy. You
Dino.
yeah, okay,
Yeah.
Dino. Pay Attention to the Mission, Better Days, and On My Side. And I really love Better Days.
Yeah.
How would you describe your music though?
The way I describe my music is really heartfelt. So
Okay.
a lot of things that come out of my mouth are a lot of experiences
Okay.
and a lot of feelings I've had in my life.
Okay.
Being young, I have been through a lot, and just being around my family, like learning from my elders and learning what respect is at a young age,
Mhm.
learning how to appreciate your family and how important a family is, and that no one's gonna have you past your family. I mean, not everybody has the same blessings as me, of course, but in my situation, family comes first.
Awesome.
And then anyone that I consider my friends, like my small friend group,
Right.
I consider them my brothers and my family as
So you're
well.
loyal. You come from
Definitely.
that loyal family background and
Yeah.
all that. I understand it. I grew up like that too. And
No, definitely.
when you mentioned music in the house on Saturdays, that was like the day that house was cleaned that day. So my
Yep.
mom would put on some old music as well, and we would clean to that. So I love old R&B, old '90s music, and all that. Um, who were your as far as like rappers other than E40? Were there other artists
Definitely.
that influenced you?
So a lot of artists that influenced me, to be honest, like I really love Outkast.
Okay. Oh,
Outkast is
yes,
like
yes.
high up there for me,
Absolutely.
Aquemini, Wheels of
Right.
Steel,
Yep.
Elevators, things like that that my
Okay.
dad would play, and they were just like when I was young in the car seat, I don't even know what he's saying, but like you know what I mean? Like, I always just loved the beats, and I just
Right.
love like the cadence and
Yes.
the I guess you could say the style and vibe of the music.
Right.
It just like it was real like sit back, lay back. You could
Absolutely.
smoke a blunt to this, and
Right.
you could slap
Yes.
it, you know?
Yeah, I my first Outkast, album was, Southern Playalistic, Cadillac Music, right?
Hell yeah.
Cadillac Funky Music, and I remember putting that on for the first time because when I heard it, there weren't groups like that from the South that was, making music like that, that I knew of at that time. So hearing Outkast, like you said, the cadence, absolutely crazy, and remember on that album, that's when you had intros,
Yeah.
so it was like skits that they would do, and although we got that with Dr. Dre's The Chronic, because
Mhm.
remember on The Chronic, he had a lot of skits,
Yeah.
but when Outkast did it in that Southern style, it was just so different and
New
new.
and different. It
What was
was
about Outkast that you really just
so
liked,
with Andre 3000, the
yeah,
way you could get lyrical and
yeah,
you're hearing it, you could still slap it. Some people like nowadays
mhm,
they're getting lyrical. A
right,
lot of these bars are witty, you know what I mean,
right,
and
right,
short tensed. But back then, he was just one take, even
right,
just sitting there spitting a whole paragraph to you,
mhm,
and everything's a bar, and you're listening, and you're just able to like feel it.
right,
And then especially with the beats in the back from the trumpets,
yep,
just the different
yeah,
instruments that you wouldn't hear usual, something that you could slap though with some
right,
bass behind it.
yeah.
That always just caught my attention
Right.
because the way he was lyrical, he was just unfolding
Right.
stories.
And we did have Goody Mob. I do want to give props to
Yep,
Goody Mob because I think it
definitely.
was a Goody Mob first and then Outkast. And but that whole area of I think it was Atlanta, whatever,
Mhm,
was just hot at the time. And I
definitely.
appreciated that because remember, you had your East Coast music, you had your West Coast music, you had some Southern music, but it wasn't like that.
No,
You know what I
definitely
mean?
not.
That
That
hit
was
like that,
that was thick. It was coming out like heavy.
Right. Yeah,
That's what was spilling into the streets then.
absolutely. Absolutely. Um, How's the industry for you? I mean, you're 18 years old. How do you view the industry? How's it treating you right
So
now?
basically, I've been trying to create my own opportunities,
Okay.
not
I
waiting for
love that.
nobody else.
Right.
So I've thrown 4 concerts of my own.
Okay.
I started my first show when I was 16. I rented out a hall off Stockton Boulevard, and I had maybe like 10 artists,
Okay.
all people I knew.
Okay.
And then they would bring some artists with them to the show, and everybody, my mom and my auntie was making tacos in the kitchen. We were serving plates. We were family, so
That's awesome.
eventually we stopped charging. We were just like, let's just feed
Right.
everybody. You know what I mean? Like, I can't keep track of this.
Right, right, right,
My
right.
uncle was the DJ.
Okay.
He's been DJing for like forever before I
Okay.
was born. So like that was cool to have that. And
Nice.
then everybody in my circle that has been working on their own music.
Right.
I'm not gonna charge nobody. That's my
Right.
homie. You know what I mean? I'm trying
Absolutely.
to give them a stage, give them some spotlight. Everybody was able to get on the stage and rock out together. We made it a
Yeah.
whole event.
Okay.
And
And then your second show.
so my second show, I was performing at car shows,
Really?
Ray's Chicken and Fish off Bruceville,
Okay.
and I was just showing love. I was just pulling up, and they're having some open mics. They would tap in, yo, come perform. We need a set for Mellow for the night. I'm like, for sure, it's good. I'm there. I started developing a relationship with them, and I was like, hey, I want to throw a show here. They're off the show. Let's run it. So I got in contact with the stage.
Mhm.
They got in contact with the lowriders. I got maybe I think it was about 20 artists.
Wow.
It was a full day. It was from maybe around 4 o'clock
Mhm.
about to 11.
Wow.
And we were just running performances all day long. Everybody would just come pull up. I gave some people a stage. I had some people come out from Vallejo. People started reaching out to me after that show though.
Tell
That's
me
when things started moving.
Now tell me about because you have a Young Empire Records, your own record label.
Yeah.
Tell me about that, how you started that.
So when I was like in the 6th grade, I was going to school out here in South Thomas.
Okay.
And me and my best friend, Young Maine, we were just like always talking about wanting to make music one day. Because we were always listening to music at school, getting in trouble on our laptops because we're listening to music instead of doing homework. And we were like, bro, what were we gonna create? So we had this folder. It said The Vault on it. And the next page, we're like, what are we gonna call our little group? You know, Young Empire, bro. You know what I mean? We're young, and we're building an empire.
Love it.
So we came up with the name, and we were always just telling people around us that we were gonna do it. No one believed us. I mean, we were in the 6th grade, so
Right.
but no one thought we were gonna do nothing. So then, like the past coming years, being able to make a logo for it,
Okay.
being able to make a page for it, and post music out of it, it's
Right.
been really accomplished. So I feel like accomplishment. So like when I was in 6th grade, that's when everything started coming together of an
Okay.
idea of what I wanted to do in my life.
Okay.
And then having my friend behind me and him both wanted to do it. It just
Right.
gave us each other drive, you know.
Right.
And then I had gotten in trouble at that school, and I ended up getting expelled. And so we stopped talking for a while. But as soon as I started talking to him again, maybe like 4 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
we had both been working on it ourselves, and like we came
Really?
together and was able to like. So now we're locked in. Like that's my boy. You
And
know?
how many artists you say you have on that?
So it's more of an independent music label.
Okay.
You know what I
Okay.
mean?
Yep.
I created it as another second version of myself.
Okay.
And it just gives whoever around me that needs some somewhere to put their page,
Right.
put their music on a page that's just
Okay.
not theirs, to make it look more professional, to give
Right.
them more outreach. Just hit me up, you know, send me a little clip and we could talk, and I could put it on there for you, because it looks better that way too, you know.
How did you feel like when what's the YouTube page that's featuring your music?
Shimo Media.
Shimo Media.
Mhm.
What connection do you have with Shimo Media?
So that's my uncle.
Okay, that's your uncle.
Mhm.
Okay. All right.
That's my mom's side of the family.
Okay.
My uncle Shimo, he's always been in my life. You know?
Okay. Okay.
And the past maybe 8 years,
Mhm.
7 years, he's been really getting into the videos.
Okay.
I remember when he first brought his little drone around to a family party.
Yeah.
And then like that's when I kind of noticed that he was like making music videos. And I was still young. I wasn't even
Okay.
like tapped in all the way with him
Okay.
yet. And the past 2 years, I seen him making his videos.
Right.
You know, he's really going up. He has some videos that got almost 3 million views on YouTube.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was looking at the channel today and I was like, okay, because I was looking for because I know you have a channel as well.
Mhm.
But I on your page, that's when I found his channel and went there, and just all the artists that's
Yeah.
on that channel that he's featuring, and then the page.
Mhm.
So it's amazing that the reach that you're even getting
Definitely.
from that page. How do you feel about that?
I really think it's all love.
Okay, yeah, absolutely.
He be shooting me little passes just to like, yo, I got a little opportunity here. We
Right.
should make a little video. We can see what it does, you know.
Right.
Recently, we've been working on collab posts.
Okay.
So people like Dino.
Yeah.
Another artist I'm locked in with is YNG4L.
Okay.
Me and him about to drop an album together.
Okay.
My cousin TME Mari Bands,
Right.
Young Man's on there, and a
Okay.
few other artists, new artists coming out of SAC, EG the Beast.
Okay.
I was able to get clips of all their music videos, put my logo on it, and then
Okay.
put Shimo's logo on it, and we dropped it as a collaborative post.
Wow.
And we had some people mess with it, so we're trying just a little outlooks to
Absolutely.
get things forward. And I'm gonna be having my back on that for sure. And it's all
Absolutely.
love. I really appreciate it.
So what part of Sacramento did you grow up in?
So I'm from all around Sacramento.
Okay.
I grew up on the Fruit Ridge area. You
Okay.
know, I went to school over there. Went to Mark Twain. You know, when I was a
Okay,
little
yeah.
boy,
Okay.
things like that. And then I went to school in Green Haven.
Okay.
And then we moved out here to Natomas. When my little sister was born, you know, I went to Jefferson. I went to elementary over here.
Okay.
I went to middle school, going into high school, and then I was able to stay a little bit in West Sac.
Okay.
You know, I went to River City. I did some independent studies over there.
Wow.
And then kind of just grew up in the north and in the south a lot.
Okay.
My grandma stayed in the south when we moved from the south, so it was always going back and forth.
Okay.
Grew up in the Northgate area a little bit, you know,
Okay.
staying over here, things like
Okay.
that.
Okay.
So I just say I moved all around Sac, and then always being downtown Sac, you know,
Right.
just loving the city.
So like I asked Six this question. I was like, okay, so what's the difference do you think from Sacramento rappers and Bay Area rappers?
So
What's the difference to you?
So the difference to me, I guess, my answer, just two different cities for sure.
Okay.
I think a lot of talent's coming from every different city.
Absolutely. Yes.
Everybody's different. It doesn't
Right.
even matter if they're from the same city.
Right.
Everybody's different. I would say I know about my music is that my past experiences and feelings all came from the city of Sacramento.
Okay.
And I don't know exactly what that means,
Right.
but I just know I'm from the city and I love it.
Right.
And I love the Bay Area.
Absolutely.
I love
No,
Bay Area music.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like they have
Absolutely.
their own sound. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like Jay Stylin,
Right.
Messy Marv, like
Right.
all
Yeah.
these type of things really caught my ear, and it's just different. You know what I mean? Be legit.
Yeah.
Everybody. And
Love Be Legit.
There's a thick difference. for
Okay.
sure.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's very distinct.
Okay.
It's a thick line. You know what I
Okay.
mean?
Yeah.
But I would just say it's just two completely different areas.
Yeah.
We're all Northern California, you know, of course. But
Six was saying that he was like, well, you know, they're from the Bay, we're from Sac, and then Sac is hot out here in the Valley. He's like, so
Yeah.
when we rap, it's, you know, it's like we're eager. It's we're beast on a mic, you
I
know,
know
because we're
for
so
sure.
angry because it's
Breathing.
freaking hot, you know, hot
Yeah.
here. But it was really funny. Are there any beats or producers that influence you right now?
Um. So I be tapped in with Tone Business.
Okay.
He's from over here area.
Okay.
You know, he be tapping in with a lot of other artists. He works with one of my uncles, Gage Gully. You know, like
Okay.
things like that. I heard him. He been working with Freetown. That's
Okay.
an artist too. He's been doing his thing. Tone Business. I've been going into his beats a lot.
Okay.
I would say another artist or another producer that I like, Sparky.
Okay.
Sparky made it slap. You know, that's a good
Okay.
producer. Armani Beats.
Okay. And
Um,
those are all that's all our
yeah, yeah,
Sacramento.
yeah, yeah,
Okay.
in the region. And then there's a producer from down south. I was messing with Ace Beats.
Okay.
He's pretty cool. He made some songs for like Triz and Chewy.
Okay.
Chewy's from
Okay.
Sac.
Okay.
Chewy, I was listening to his music. He had put me on the Triz from In the Empire, and they
Okay.
made music together. Made some Sac to IE albums.
Okay.
Ace Beats was the producer on those.
Okay.
Those caught my ear. I messed with this one producer. He's a YouTube producer, but his name is PK, and I always
Okay.
like tapped in with his beats. His beat made my first song.
Really?
Made Away.
Okay.
That was my
Okay.
first music video.
Okay.
And those are more like East Coast classical beats, like with pianos, the
Right.
slower cadence,
Okay.
things like that always really caught my ear.
The song that you have now, Hope Now. Tell me a little bit about that song. What's behind that song?
So that song for me, when I'm in my creative space, I'm sitting in the studio with my homies, and we're just sitting there listening to beats. Once we catch the beat, we just start writing, you know.
Okay.
Now I'm at a point in my life to where things are starting to go for me, you know.
Okay.
I'm at 65 performances.
Wow.
Well, 64. I'm waiting on my 65th. The 65th show was
Okay.
supposed to be yesterday, but it got postponed.
Okay.
But I'm at a time in my life where things have been working out for me pretty well.
Okay.
You know, I feel really blessed in it. So that's why the title Hope Now. You know, I'm like,
Right.
all right. You know, in the beginning, I didn't know if I could do it.
Okay.
I wanted to see it for myself. That's why I've just been staying consistent, slow but steady. I haven't slowed down, just staying like consistent.
Right.
And that's why with the whole Hope Now thing, it's just like, you know, I feel I'm really making it, I'm really doing it, and it's
Right.
gonna go somewhere. And when I say it's gonna go somewhere, like it's gonna take care of my family, you know,
Absolutely.
things like that. That's why I throw my own shows, because you know you can get paid to do a set, or you could just, you know, bring all the chips in
Okay.
at the end of the day and put everybody on, you know, make sure everybody eats, everybody
Okay.
wins. But the whole Hope Now is it's my little movement. It's
Who
it's
shot
keeping
the
me together.
video?
Shimo Media.
Really?
Yeah.
Love
Yeah.
I love the mic that you guys are doing these days.
Yeah.
I love just a mic wherever you are. I love that. And so the video is pretty dope as well. I love the video. So you said that you really enjoyed the 90s hip hop era. Would you say that's your favorite era as far as hip hop music?
I listen to so much music.
Okay.
You know, I'm into a lot of like newer days music, things that
Okay.
are coming out of Sac. You know,
Okay.
from like little TYS
Okay.
to Briss, to slapping some of my friends that
Okay.
are rappers. You know, even Lil Six. You know, like
Yeah.
Lil
Yeah.
Six he just dropped an album.
Yeah. Yeah.
Slaps. And then
Probable Cause.
yeah,
Little Six drop. Probable Cause.
Check
Guys.
that out.
Yes.
Yums coming all the way from South
Oh,
Carolina.
wow.
You know what I mean? Just a lot of talent in Sac right now. Hayla V.
Yeah, oh, that's I'm hitting
Yeah.
Hayla V up. I'm coming for you, Hayla V. I want you to come on the show. She's amazing.
She's tight.
Absolutely amazing.
Spitting fire in the booth.
Yes.
She said, call 911
Yeah.
for the 916.
And that one that she has with Yums, like
Yeah.
he's killing it as well. I mean, that guy is
There's just so much talent
so
in
talented.
Sac
I didn't
right now.
know. I didn't know until I started, like I said, when I interviewed him, and then, you know, I found Zay and then Six, but there's so many more that I didn't know that we had this type of, you know, artist in
Yeah.
Sacramento that I could just interview. So
And then I'm going to all these, you know, even checking out just to go hear it at open mics.
yeah.
The city's full of talent.
Is it really? Okay.
So many people, just different types of music, different
Right.
outlets, different outlooks. Everybody's different.
Yeah.
I love
Do
it.
you have any non-hip hop music or artists that you enjoy from other genres?
I mean, yeah, of course, you know. I would say like I'm into a lot of like, I don't know. I listen to a lot of hip hop.
Okay.
I listen to a lot of hip hop every day, or I'm listening to oldies.
Okay.
You know, things like that. Just you know,
Okay.
keeping it classic. But I just been like recently, I just
Yeah.
been really trying to dive down on my hip hop and really trying to
Okay.
perfect my craft. So recently, it's just been a lot of hip hop music.
Okay.
hmm
Is there a particular artist, like living or dead, that you just was like, this is why I want to do hip hop?
Um, I love Slick Rick.
Yes, okay.
I love Slick Rick so
Okay.
much. Like, he doesn't have the biggest catalog,
Right.
but he does have some albums, like that are just I love hearing stories.
Yep. Like you said, he's a storyteller. I grew up with him. My brother loved Slick Rick, and like you said, he doesn't have a huge catalog, but he has made a dent in hip hop,
Definitely.
and like you said, with his storytelling,
Mhm.
that everyone has repeated and have done that again. Do you have a collab of someone that is out there working right now, professional rapper that you'd love to collab with?
Honestly, I would love to work with E40. I
Yes.
feel like I could really like bring it back.
Right.
I miss the Block Brochure.
Right.
I miss a lot of older albums that he was
Yeah.
dropping. Things like that. I would love to make a track with Jay Stalin
Okay.
for sure. Work with the Bay Area a little
Okay.
bit. Um, there's just so much. There's so many
I
artists.
get that.
I just listen to so many people and just I'm down to work with anybody.
Okay.
I want to just make some music, even if
Okay.
it's someone that we're not even on the same type of flow. You can make anything.
Right.
I'm really versatile and I can really sit there and get to writing.
Okay. As far as like music, what else do you want to do? Because I know a lot of
Um,
you guys get into acting and you guys like what
Definitely.
else do you want to do?
So like I said, with this whole label thing,
Mhm.
I want to eventually just be a show promoter.
Okay.
Like be able to throw a concert, make 100 grand, and not even have to pull up to the show.
Right.
You know what I mean? Things like that. Just get events cracking. Like, I love just even attending events.
Right.
Like that has always been like a passion for me. Like, yo, I want to throw this. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I want. This is how I feel. Like I want to throw my own event.
Okay.
I want to just end up throwing events one day.
Right.
Things like that. Just putting artists on, becoming a promoter,
Okay.
throwing shows all over the U.S. I want to do shows everywhere.
Well, on your downtime, what do you do?
I spend a lot of time with my family.
Do you? Okay.
Yeah, I spend a lot of time with my family.
Brothers, sisters, how many?
So I have 2 older brothers
Okay.
and I have a little sister, but then I have tons of cousins and they're
Okay.
always around. They've always been in the house,
Yeah.
just spending time with everybody or going to see my moms or
Right.
spending time with my grandpa. Just staying around the family,
Okay.
Starting to stay safe out here.
Yeah, okay. Halloween, what do you have planned for Halloween?
I checked out a few parties
Yeah.
over the weekend. That was cool. I'm about to go visit the family tonight. I'll probably be with my little sister tomorrow. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Things like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Movies, what's your favorite movies?
Man, I love movies. I've watched so many movies.
Yeah.
Some of my movies are those stoner comedies. You know what I
Okay.
mean? Like This Is the End,
Okay.
or like Pineapple Express is a
Right.
classic. You know what I
Half
mean?
Baked?
Half Baked is a
Half
great
Baked, yep,
movie.
yep.
I love that movie.
Do you like comedy? Are you
I love
into
comedy. I love comedy movies. I like comedy stand-ups.
Yeah,
You know what
oh.
I mean? Like even if it's like old Cat Williams.
Oh my
You know what I
gosh, let me
mean?
tell you.
Dave Chappelle. Like
Dave Chappelle, Cat Williams is they got his TikTok, and so I'll
okay.
go there and one of his videos will pop up. But the what was it? The Players. I forget the really famous comedy show that he did that just propelled him.
Yeah.
And I think it was one that he did with Snoop. Snoop was in that one.
Oh, yep.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
talking
I've seen
about?
it.
Okay,
My
you seen
grandma
that
used to
one?
watch that type of
That
stuff
one
too. It
was
funny.
really good. There was one where because Cat Williams he's a rapper. He can
Yeah.
rap. He's really good.
hmm
But do you remember when he was going to join Dipset?
No.
Okay, well there's one comedy special that he did, and he's in this like green suit, and it
Okay,
was
yeah,
like
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
so on that one, that's the one where he was actually signed to Dipset, and he got his chain on stage.
That's fire.
Yes,
I didn't
and
see that whole special.
Yeah, that special out of all the specials, that is the dopest special, and he has a new one coming out. But
Okay, that's fire.
absolutely love Cat Williams.
Yeah, I would say he's one of like my favorite comedians.
Yes,
He's just hella
definitely.
funny.
Yeah, I was so happy when he came back and he was doing more shows. Because he dropped off there for a minute, but
Yeah,
absolutely
yeah.
love Cat Williams. Can you recall a life event that influenced your music?
All right, so when I had just turned 16 years old, I had lost my grandma.
Okay.
My whole life, my grandma was always there. Like my first day, I think I came out of the hospital. I think my mom and dad took me to my grandma's house.
Okay.
She was a real sweet Mexican lady. You know what I mean?
Okay.
She drove a Cadillac with beat in it, an Escalade. And like we would be on floor in Walmart like at 11 at night. You know what I mean? Just doing whatever, hanging out at
Right.
her house. All my cousins would come over, my brothers. We would always spend time with grandma
Okay.
every day. Every day we could at least. You know what I mean? My moms would be like, "You gotta come back home eventually." but
Right.
we were always with my grandma, and like we were just like this. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? She was my everything. Like,
Okay.
that's my lady. You know what I mean?
Right.
My
Right.
grandma. But on my 16th birthday, I had a party. You know, that was during COVID.
Yeah.
You know,
Okay.
I had ended up catching COVID, and so did she. I was at UC Davis for 2 weeks in the ICU,
Wow.
and maybe like 2 or 3 days to me in the hospital. She went to the hospital, you know, Kaiser South. She's out there, and they're not really telling me too much while I'm in the hospital. They're not trying to like concern me,
Mm.
but then you know my cousins keep me updated though, you know, because
Yeah.
that's grandma. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then he was just like, you know, try to get up out of there. You know, like I don't know what's gonna happen.
Wow.
And
Wow.
so you know I'm fighting like because I'm down bad too. You know,
Yeah.
when you have COVID, like I had it real bad. They put me
Okay.
in the hospital.
Okay.
Um, I just kept thinking about her. So I had a whole bunch of like IVs hooked up to me.
Yeah.
You know, I was just doing everything I could to get out of there. She started slowly passing away.
Wow.
So my last day in the hospital, around like 9 a.m., they come in. They're like, you know, this is what you need to do to get out of here today. So I'm doing it. I'm doing it. Um, my cousin called me. You know, it's a long story short, but
No.
my cousin called me. He was like, "Hey, bro, she passed away." And then the doctors came in like right after, before even the phone call was over, and they told
Right.
me I could go.
Really?
And I didn't get to say goodbye.
I'm so sorry to hear that.
No, it's
That's
so sad.
horrible, and for it to be COVID. So
Yeah. It was like, it was crazy. You know, I remember the last car. I remember like standing here on her truck, you know,
right.
holding her hand, just telling her I loved her. Thank you for coming to my party, and I'm
Right.
gonna see you later. You know,
Right.
and then like
And now you have her like with you all the time.
all the
Obviously,
time,
you
yeah.
know,
Seeing it,
watching
that's why I
over you,
hang out with my
everything.
family all the time too. You know what I
Absolutely.
mean? Like I really love my family.
Right.
You know, it reminds me of just all those times, and
Right.
keeps it good. And now my brother has his whole family now, and I'm
Yeah.
able to see that. You know what I mean? Like, I
Right.
just know how proud my grandma would be. And like
Right.
this whole music thing, like that's why like this music thing is deeper for me. You know what I mean? It's
Okay.
not just like, oh yeah, I want to show people what I could be. Like, no, this is who I am.
Okay.
And you know, you're either gonna respect it or you're not gonna listen to my music.
Right.
You know? And I don't do it to put on no face or no nothing. Like this is what I come from.
Right.
Like I'm here for my family
Yeah.
and whatever comes with it.
That's awesome. Where do you see yourself 5 years from now? Where do you want to be?
I see myself fully active in the music, not
Okay.
having to work no more, just making money off the music. Even if it's throwing shows, you know, it's
Right.
hard to get money just off streams these days.
Right.
So
I
if
get
you
that.
know, if I start getting this bread together for these shows and you just start making it a thing to where
Right.
you know it supports itself, eventually it's just gonna pop off and you're just gonna be able to throw shows all
Of
the
course.
time.
Of
And that's
course.
kind of where my goal is to be.
Yeah, it's happening. It's definitely happening for you.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So you said that there's a show that was canceled. Talk about that show and let us know where you're going to be
So
performing
it's
at
the
next.
530 Fest.
Okay.
It's gonna be out in Oroville. Shout out Lil Fred and DJ Mike Rose. They're putting the whole thing together. They were able to collab with me and the Young Empire.
Okay.
Got my logo on there. Should be a cool show. I haven't worked with them yet.
Okay.
Mike Rose, I knew him since I was a baby too.
Okay.
My dad, you know, my dad knows hella people. Like, you
Okay.
know what I mean? So like he's always been locked in. He's always been a DJ that's been out to parties.
Right.
You know what I mean? So he's able to put me onto that too.
Nice.
There's I know a lot of people in that. That's what's been helping out too. A lot of
Okay.
word of mouth.
Okay. So the song Hope Now, is that going to be part of an album? Like, what do you have going
So
on?
that's just a single.
Okay,
You
that's
know,
the
that's gonna
single.
end up dropping on Apple Music and
Okay.
everything. That's just a single. That's something that I wanted to get out.
Awesome.
I'm almost done with the tape with me and YNG4L.
Okay.
By the time this is dropped, you'll probably hear about it. It's called King Talk.
King Talk.
It's
Okay.
gonna be 10 to 12 tracks. A lot of work I put in this album.
Okay.
Me and YNG4L, we met not too long ago,
Yeah.
but we've been rocking like this ever since.
Okay.
You know, going back and forth, like just working, just pushing each other,
Yeah.
getting it done. Like he has his own brand, Pura Vida,
Okay.
you know, and I rock with that.
Okay.
That's my boy.
How long did it take you guys to get that project together? Like, how long have you been working on that
Since
project?
the day I went to his spot and we started recording.
Okay.
Man, this was actually almost 2 years ago now.
Really?
A year and a half ago at least.
Okay.
I met up with him out the blue, and I seen him at a show one day. I was like, yo, let's work. We made our first song called King Talk.
Okay.
I was 17.
Wow.
Or no, I was still 16, about to turn 17. And we had dropped that song then. So recently we got it remixed and mastered. So that's going to be the title of our album and the first track on the album.
Okay.
And since then we made I got maybe like 15, 20 like full complete tracks with him.
Right.
But like we just picked out our best ones and put it all on the tape.
Okay.
It's been a lot of work. Every time we link up, we sit there from 7 o'clock to like 4 in the morning.
Wow.
Slapping, you know, whoever coming through or trying to work with us, from Dino.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Sway Sean, Teo, Q Money. You know,
Okay.
Q Money, he home now.
Okay.
You know what I mean? For real. And we just get to work
Okay.
on some family shit.
I see. So you're busy a lot. I mean, you stay in the
Definitely.
studio a lot, right?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Hours.
And what school? Whereabouts are you? What school? Are you out of school?
So
Like, what?
I have 4 months to go.
Okay.
I'm doing independent studies.
Okay.
You know, gonna get my diploma real
Right.
soon here.
Right.
That's definitely a goal of mine. I gotta get that done for my mama.
Good job. Yes, definitely do that.
Yeah.
And then after you graduate, you're just full on. This is what you're doing. Like
Working
you have
too.
more time to, and plus you work, of
Yep.
course. So, kids, I mean, do you?
Eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah, one day. I'm
Yeah.
a family man.
Would you want your kids to do this? Would you
You
want them
know,
to be
I
in
don't want
music?
my kids to do anything they want.
Okay.
And let's go all the way. Like, I got you.
Okay.
No matter what you want to do.
Okay.
I can't wait to have kids one day because I can't wait to see what they're going to dream about.
Right.
And be able to give them whatever I have, you know what I mean? To
Right.
hopefully get that. And then I feel like I'll probably be in a position in my life to where I could support whatever they want to do. You know,
Absolutely.
like, let's make this happen for you.
Absolutely.
My dad has always been there for me. You know,
Okay.
I'm blessed. You know, I'm a blessed young man. I have my mom and my dad.
Right.
And they've been together my whole life. You know what I mean? So it's like,
Well, they're doing a good job. Your music is fire. Absolutely love your fire. Hope now, guys, you can get that now. Apple, Spotify, like you can get that. The descriptions will be, the links to everything that Mello's doing will be in the description. Mello, final thoughts. You want to shout out some people, projects, please.
Just check out the tape. You know, it's gonna be coming soon. You'll be hearing more information about that. King Talk. Shout out YNG4L, Por Vida. You know, Young Empire Records. Come check us out. I appreciate you for having me here today.
Absolutely. You're welcome to come back. Any projects that you have, hit me up and let me know. Rossie, want to schedule and come through because I have a new project. And any artists that you know, let them know about me, and I'd love to interview them as well.
We'll definitely be working some more.
Yeah, definitely. And young females, if you got some female artists, please hit me up because we're looking for female artists.
There's a lot coming out of Sac right now.
Yes, and Hayla V, definitely. So
gotta get her in here.
Guys, this is Mello the Man. You guys, this is he's dope, upcoming rapper here in Sacramento. Check him out. Thank you so much for coming through. I really appreciate it.